My road rage is so bad. And my 9-year-old now repeats things. He's like, oh, did you see that idiot? I'm like, okay, we got to take care of this. Hello, welcome to Middle-Aged Millennial MILF Podcast. I'm very excited. I have my first Naked and Afraid guest, which I have been teasing a Naked and Afraid guest this whole time. And EJ was the one to come through, people. EJ's the man. Steven, you were all talk. I love you. You kept saying you'd come on, and then you never did. And Jeff, poor Jeff, I scared him with a bikini pic that I meant to send to my girlfriend. So thank you, EJ, for being here.
You're quite welcome. Glad to be here. Hello, everyone out there. I'm ready to talk anything. You know, a lot of people always ask you, well, you're going to go back out on Naked and Afraid. I'm like, they know my number. Discovery knows I got to give. They'll call me when they're ready. You know, you just don't go back out because you say, oh, I want to go back out. They know I'll go back out. And my last challenge was in 2021, and I've been asked back 6 times since. And it's not for me not wanting to go back out, but three of the events were 21-dayers. Like one was Frozen when they went to Montana. I was on the roster. Then I got switched out for somebody. And then twice for a 21-day. Last year, a 21-day in the summer to train some fans and then do a little special twist to that one. And then they pulled the plug on that one because I guess they wanted a king and they finally got the queen to go back out. So I guess the self-proclaimed king was needed to go out, and for whatever reason, it was part of their stick. And I'm like, well, everyone kisses the Godfather's ring, so that's just what it is. But and I think it was a money thing and some other things. And I'm teasing on Steven. Steven and I are pretty close, so I'm just ribbing my buddy there. But I would have loved to have gone out. They know how I feel about it. And then another 21-day where I was trying to get myself and my first partner, Kelly Neitlinger. It was like during the 10th year anniversary to go out for a 10th anniversary special back to Africa. We were 2 days out from flying. We had our shots, everything. I was really excited because Kelly's been trying to get back out there for a long time. So she was going to have a chance to get out there. So I was really more excited for her than myself. And then when they pulled the plug on us and canceled, that's when Warner Brothers and Discovery, they merged together. And they decided they didn't want us going out there to do that. So I was very disappointed for Kelly. She's been trying to get back out there for some time now. But, they don't make the best decisions at the network. That's just on them. They know it. They think they know what the fans want, but they don't listen to the fans. And then I was supposed to be on each of the LOSs, the last few. And the first one, they kept moving the end date. And my daughter was getting married, so I couldn't miss that. And the second one, I was about 2 days out from flying, but my mother just got out of emergency breast cancer surgery. She's doing great right now. And she's been doing wonderful, but we had too many unknowns. So I just pulled myself. I didn't want to go there. Not that I wouldn't have been able to deal with it, but I just, you only got one mom on this earth. So, and then last year was a little bit of a health issue. So, was in the cards. So it's okay. I'm putting my hat in for a bunch of other TV. I'm always pursuing TV. I've actually did a voiceover for an animated cartoon series called the Hip Tunes The Big Deal. I actually play a cockroach, General Cockamo Roach. And so I'm going to play this roach in charge of all the Southgate roaches. Well, I'm going to get into the big hip hop contest. I'm going to rap. It's going to be very good. So, and so that's great. And I've been trying to do a lot more voiceover work and narration. So I got a couple other projects I'm working on with that. I've been executive producing a couple different TV shows that I've been trying to get to the finish line. We're going to talk about my 2 books that are out, and I've been doing that. And then I turned into a serial entrepreneur, and I had about 12 business projects, telephone or phone apps, and other projects I was trying to do. Now I'm down to about 6, I think now. So yes, I am a full-in. I've lived a storybook life from 25 years in the Army to almost a 20-year full career doing entertainment and teaching survival and doing road trips like I've been doing. And now since 2022, I've been, working on business things that I've got this entrepreneur spirit, and I'm trying to get these things across the finish line. So A lot going on. EJSnyder.com. You can follow me there. Hook up with all my social medias. And so with that, good. My fair lady, Sarah, what are your questions?
I mean, wow. That was a lot at once. I don't even know. Like, you got to wear your clothes when you do the voiceover work, right? Like, that's not, they don't make you get naked for that. They're not like, hey, we got you, you're EJ. Like,
sometimes you do it from home. I may or may not be in my bathrobe. Who knows?
So, what's the thing that you're most excited about right now? Like, what is really just, this is what everything's been leading to?
You see that freedom word right there, Freedom University, America. Freedom Pickles. You see on my hat there. I'm really excited about Freedom Pickles right now. We're at a very exciting time. We were at the Great American Farmers Market on the first week of August, and we got invited to that. 1,700 applicants. They only picked 50 to come out to this thing. They try and represent all the states. So Freedom Pickles was there. We were only supposed to be there for 2 days. They asked us to stay the whole week. And before it was done, Freedom Pickles was recognized as one of the top 10% vendors at the show. We pretty much stole the show. We wound up on Fox News with the Lara Trump show, and we've been getting smashed with online sales. We are a veteran-owned. My partner's an Air Force guy. I'm an old Army guy. He's New Yorker. I'm a Jersey guy. We love pickles. He got a hold of his grandmother's recipe, was inherited to him, and we're a handcrafted, all-natural pickle. We select the cucumbers from Florida and North Carolina. We go out in the field. We check them out. They got to be perfect. They got to be a nice deep green, firm to the touch, lots of bumps. Cut them open. The meat's got to be white, seeds packed tight. You know it's right. And so we take those cucumbers, we ice bath them for 30 minutes, then we can cook them, boil the brine in a pot, add all the spices in the jars. We'd all do it by hand. So they're naturally preserved for a 2-year shelf life, giving you the best tasting and then most naturally crunched pickle in the market. No junk, no bunk, no GMOs, no preservatives, no hardening agents, no dyes. We're all natural. And we use a natural pickling salt because the human body needs salt. So the one we use gives us a low sodium count with a healthy salt. So if you use that Yucca app to scan your UPC code, not only do you get the best tasting and crunchiest pickle, America's pickle, you get the healthiest on the market. We get a 90 on the Yucca app. Nobody's touching us. So you get a very healthy product that you're eating and consuming because it's amazing. Actually not amazing. It's very criminal what these big pickle companies put in these products that can cause cancer, give you a lot of illnesses, and they are being made to do it healthy now with the new administration, but they can't match what we're doing. And our pickles are a 2-year shelf life. And the great thing is it's like a gourmet pickle, should be in the refrigerated section with all those pickles. Those are all fermented pickles. They can't figure out how we can cook our pickles and get a fermented gourmet taste. Just like the Jersey pickles I used to eat when I was a kid. That was my love. My mom would say, EJ, what are you doing? I turn around. I'm eating a big pickle out of the barrel. She's like, I guess I got to pay for that snack now. And so that's what we wanted to replicate. So we've launched with 3 pickles. Our Patriot Dill from above. It's a fresh dill pickle. We grow all the dill, the spices, the peppers, the garlic ourselves. So it's pretty much an organic product. And then we have a garlicky pickle, extra garlicky. So that's like those deli barrels back in New York that you'll eat. And then we got a hot and spicy. And we had slices, but we had to discontinue because ours come in a 32-ounce jar, glass jar, a beautiful mason jars, reusable, very stylish jar. And our pickles, we give back to the military by representing the military, first responders, and patriots with our little cartoon pickle characters on every label. So you got these really classic looking cartoon pickles. We got Sergeant Pickle Cruncher on our dill, who's our airborne Army guy. He's our lead mascot. Then we've got the Gunny's Garlicky, our Marine DI, yelling at little private garlic pile on the jar. Get more garlicky. And then we have our Firework Frenzy with our Air Force captain, Gunner Smoke'em, coming in with the hot and spices. And if they're not hot enough for you, I tell everybody, put a little hot sauce in there, some extra peppers, shake it up, leave it in the fridge for a day, check it, do that the next 2 days. And on the 3rd day, if it's not hot enough for you, then put some more in there. But the great thing is, we got so many other flavors coming behind us. It's not funny. We got Colonel Q Snooks. It's a nuclear pickle. We got our special ops special recipe, which is the best pickle going. We've got a Sailor Sour Punch for our Navy guys coming. We got a sweet heat, a bread and butter. We got a cowboy, what they call cowboy candy. Ours is called Calvary candy. Pickled jalapeno. We got pickled garlic. And we're going to do a mixed vegetable medley called Veggie Madness Medley. And we got all these characters. We're doing a commercial, 3D commercial this year for this fall. I'm doing all the voiceovers. And then next year, we're going to do a feature-length film with all of our characters. Lots of exciting stuff. FreedomPickles.com. Why? Because America deserves great pickles. We're America's pickle because freedom never tasted so good.
So is there like Vlasic? Like, are they putting stuff like now? I never knew this like pickle conspiracy. Now I'm all over this.
I've learned so much about pickles. You know, I'm on this business. I'm the executive vice president, really the CEO, but I've got so many companies and I don't like paperwork. So my partner, Jason's his grandmother's family recipe. So he's the CEO. I'm the executive vice president. He is a master mad scientist in the kitchen. He creates the flavors. He's really good. And then he does all the other stuff. I do all the marketing. I'm the truck driver. I'm delivering. I do the branding. I'm the spokesperson, you know, and can you tell I'm excited? And if it doesn't matter that so we honor the veterans, the military with our labels, and the patriots and first responders with our characters. We give back a portion of our proceeds to veteran causes as well as cancer in kids, other community charities. And then the third thing is we're hiring veterans that are in trouble to work in our canneries to help them deal with their PTSD, get them out of the streets for being homeless, and those that are suffering from possible suicide. We get them in a cannery that's set up like a military organization so it's familiar to them, and it helps them heal. They get around like-minded people. It's a really good situation, and we're giving back to veterans. The Secretary of the VA is very interested in our program and how we're doing that. But if you're out there and you want to invest in Freedom Pickles, hit us up at freedompickles.com. Go to freedompicklesusa@gmail. We're looking for partners, investment partners to come in and side with us. But in about a month or two, we're going to be offering a portion of our company. Own a piece of the pickle, get the pickle jar with us. We're going to offer a stock option for the everyday patriotic picklehead to buy and own a piece of our company for a $200 minimum buy-in. Exciting stuff going on. You got to go to freedompickles.com and just hang on this ride with us. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just too excited.
Hey, pickles are very exciting. I'm on board with the pickles. They're timeless, though. I mean, I remember liking pickles in high school. My best friend got me a pickle ornament, and they're probably pretty. I can't imagine that they're pretty fat-free, right? Like all these girls that are trying to lose weight now, a pickle, you could get that whole market.
A pickled cucumber, if you eat a whole pickled cucumber, it gives you all the vitamins, minerals, nutrients, electrolytes, and salt that you're going to need for the day. They're the healthiest snack you can eat. We've got a lot of other things I can't talk about getting ready to come out because IP stuff, you know. But we got a lot of stuff coming, exciting stuff. Follow us. You can buy them online. We're actually available in North Florida, in and around Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and Fayetteville, North Carolina. And we're going into the Harris Teeters right now in the Carolinas first. We're working on Publix, HEB, few other mom and pops, but you can order them online, freedompickles.com. And behind that, we got the hardworking sauce company coming up really soon for all you hardworking Americans out there. Because why? When you're working in the factory, you're in the construction site, you're out there working the farm fields, you're up on the scaffoldings, riveting all day. All you want to do is come home, slap some meat on the grill, throw some great American gritty sauce on there from Hardworking Sauce Company, and have a nice cold one and some good tasting meat. So we're going to honor hardworking Americans with our Hardworking Sauce Company. Oh man, I'm just so excited. So much going on. It's not funny.
EJ, you're everything that's right about America. Did you know that? Like, look at you, just looking out. You know your market. You know what the everyday man and woman wants, and I think that that's amazing. And how can you not love your enthusiasm?
And I mean, I've been this way with this energy level since I was birthed on this earth. And people's like, when do you sleep? I sleep about 5 hours a night. About 5 hours a night's all I sleep. And I keep moving. And when you have a dream, the secret to dreams is you can't tell anybody about your dream. You got to hold it close like it's a little puppy. And you got to nurse it and you got to take care of it. You got to baby it till it's going to be okay. Keep it safe. You don't tell anyone about your dream, you show them. Because even those closest to you aren't going to get on board with your dream. And I talk about that in my new book, Die Trying. Now, I've written my second book, it just came out in August. Now, my other book, Emergency Home Preparedness, talks about how to get your home ready for bad days. We had a video on my website, The Ultimate Bug in Home Defense Guide. People kept asking, is this in a book format? I want to get it. So we turned it into a book. It's been out there. It's been on a bestseller for a long time on Amazon. You can get it at my website, get a signed copy at ejsnyder.com, or you can buy it on Amazon. Well, Die Trying, we were that first one we published with Skyhorse. This one we self-published. So Die Trying is basically 6 decades of me living life hard, getting on that horse, getting bucked off, running up to that horse, punching him in the head, and getting back on it, and showing you how to keep moving. It's no excuses. It's taking responsibility for yourself, your own actions. And I tell you, when I was proofreading this book on the final edits, I spent a weekend. I reread it 3 times, and it's a lot of pages. But I literally felt like I was looking in the mirror, and my other self was yelling at me, like I was not good enough for myself, and I was getting my own dose of EJ Snyder telling me what I needed to do. And I got done reading it after 3 times. I'm like, man, I really got to get my shit together. I'm up. I just read a book that I wrote and I felt like I just got my ass chewed out. But I wrote it in that way that I'm talking to you. So it's really for everyday people, everyday Joes or Joan to get in there. And you'll hear the same thing a few times in that book on purpose so that it resonates and it stays in you. And I'm not saying I'm the smartest man on this earth. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I try to capture it in this book about how you get around that. It's not about the mistakes you make. It's not about falling down and failing. I never fail. I never lose. I either win or I learn. And from that, you become a better person. I make a lot of my mouth, I'm going to be 60 here in December. And even at my age, I still spit off at the mouth. I say the wrong things. Sometimes I'm not being gracious to my fellow man or woman. And sometimes I overtalk when I should be doing that and not being supportive or positive. So I really try to practice a positive life and be positive. And sometimes you fall short. People got to call you out on it. And then you need to take responsibility for it, apologize where you need to, and try to do better. And I've relearned this lesson very recently over the past 2 years. And you think you have learned this lesson once in your life, twice. Sometimes we need to learn a lesson 5, 6 times because, you get a little bit complacent. Even I do. So it's Die Trying. I'm really proud of that book.
So has anybody come up to you yet and been like, this book changed my life?
Yes, already I've had 3 different people said that they've read that book and it was exactly what they needed at the time in your life. And God puts certain people, events, and things in your life at the right moment. I have been, even being on Naked Afraid, people are like, well, the big reason I like to go out and do it is I love the challenge. I love the growth I get from the challenge. Personal, as a survivalist, I love just being out there in the rawness of it, the reset of the wild. But the thing I never saw coming after the first one I did was the amount of messages I would get about how I inspired somebody, or they saw me as a role model, or or something happened in their life, and in some cases saved lives. And I tell people, when you get in front of somebody, or we're speaking here, the words you speak or the actions you take to another individual or human on this planet could change or save their life. So it's an opportunity. I don't take credit for it. I am just the messenger or the vessel that God has put in someone's path to help them in their journey. he gets all the credit. I get none of it. I am a humbled man on this earth. I'm blessed beyond what I deserve. And I try to remember that every day. But I try to be a good servant, an earth angel. And, and I think a lot of the lessons I've recently relearned was to make sure I'm ready for what's ahead for me.
And I think everyone can use that advice, because I think that we all have challenges and it really depends on how you look at it. And I always look at it as I can't have the good without the bad. So when something bad is happening to me, I'm like, okay, well, this is my time to pay up that debt. This will open me up to something good.
Yeah. And I always look at things as not bad. Everything in life has a cause and effect, has a purpose. And when you say the word bad, negative tones on frequencies we're little radar beams out here on this earth. So the higher the frequency, the bigger spread it is, the harder it is to vibrate that joy, positive, and it's like a big cyclone. So think of it as a funnel going up. The little part on the bottom is like the negative, the ugliness, the being unkind. That is the smallest and easiest vibration to put out there, even though it's small on that cone effect. You want to be up here on the biggest, which is a little bit harder frequency to keep vibrating at. But man, we could change the world if more of us were up here and less down here. And so I'm always trying to stay in because you will attract into your life that which you vibrate. So if you're vibrating at a very low frequency, you're driving, somebody cuts you off, then the next thing you know, someone else is cutting you off. And when people cut me off now, and I was the worst driver, I was Mr. Road Rage, and oh my God, I'm going to show you, and very aggressive. Now I see them and I just smile at them and wave, and God bless you, be safe. Hawaii was a great example of that, because you could be coming down the road and someone would cut you off coming on the ramp or whatever in a Jeep, and they throw out a shaka. It's like, hey, hang loose. And that's like Hawaii's cure. If you do something wrong, you just throw up a shaka to somebody. And so the whole world's supposed to be okay. So he just cuts you off and he shakas you. It's like, oh, hey, what's up, bro? Okay, man, shaka.
See, I have really bad road rage. I need to do that. I'm actually going to look into hypnotizing myself. Well, I have somebody hypnotize me because my road rage is so bad. And my 9-year-old now repeats things. He's like, oh, did you see that idiot? I'm like, okay, we got to take care of this.
Yeah, my little boy, he did that. What I have a paint marker, and I have certain buttons on my truck on the dashboard that aren't used for anything. They're just whole placeholders. But I put like a laser beam, like I got a little electric bolt. I've got a laser beam. I got a dummy grenade in the form of a grenade. And I just hit those buttons for myself. And I see that person. I was like, oh, dummy grenade. Click. Launch a dummy grenade. All right, going to launch that loser laser. And then it just makes me, if I hit that, it's helping me cope with something that just happened. It takes my mind off of what was in front of me, because I got to do this. I got poke that. And I'm just like, oh, there we go. We showed them without really doing anything.
So what is your favorite kind of pickle that you guys have? What is like the pickle that if somebody's going to try it, what is the one?
The funny thing about our pickles is everybody likes in this world. I've been learning so much about pickles the last 3 years. What goes into making them, how to make them, the nutritional part, all the data that goes with it, the marketing and all that. But what I found out is no one pickle goes to just one person. Everybody has their own thing. So of the 3 we have right now, I was always a big dill guy. But when I tasted the garlickies and it tasted like the barrel pickles back home in Jersey, my garlicky pickles are my thing. I put the same 3 jars in different stores. One store will sell out of the hot and spices long before the others. Another will sell out of the dill. Another will sell out of the garlicky. But we have some other flavors because people, well, what about a sweet pickle or bread and butter? We got a bread and butter coming. We have a sour pickle coming that people like sour. We got a nuclear pickle called Colonel Cuke's Nukes that is so hot it'll roll your head off, So we have learned that there are different pickles for everybody. We have one that we were calling KP's Mess Up because I won't say what's in it because it's a very special recipe and it's not out there. And so, we go the extra mile on some of our recipes. I'm still not going to mention what we're doing. You will see them once we put them out there because then we know they're secure, the recipe's safe. If anybody replicates it, then we can sue them. But we go the extra mile. So when you look at a jar of Freedom Pickles, you look at the bottom of it and you shake it up, you'll see all the goodness in there. You see all the spices, the beautiful dill sprig flowers. You'll see the big chunks of garlic, and we use a blue garlic. And the great thing about the blue garlic is when you put the garlic in there, because we try to be red, white, blue, we're patriotic, right? Even our labels, I'll open one up and show you here. Even our labels, when you see our garlic, it'll actually turn blue or greenish teal. There's nothing wrong with the garlic, but the chemical component for the natural garlic that we use, the vinegar and the other, all the stuff inside the brine makes it have a blue color, which is so fabulous. And so let me pull one up here. See what we got in here. All right. So this was our older name. Patriot Missiles. We just changed back to Patriot Dill because Patriot Missiles down the road could cause us a naming issue with the Army. But we wanted the Patriot Dills back on the thing. So we're using up the last of our labels here. These are going to an event to sell, not on the store shelf. But we want to have them. So you see that red, white, and blue label. Okay. And we even do it on the back. We're going to change our pictures for Jason's grandma and her story. But we're very patriotic down to our, so who can't get behind some patriotism? But look at that. And there's a 32-ounce jar. We cut our pickles in half. And you can see some of the garlic in there. You can see some of them spices kicking around, trying to get But we do one thing that nobody else does. I don't know if you can see it, but up on the top there, we do taste chunks. So we take one half of a pickle and we make taste chunkers in there. This one isn't very good to see it, but we put taste chunkers on the top. So we fill it all the way to the top. So you get a full load. Nobody else doing that. Freedom Pickles. FreedomPickles.com. Check us out.
I feel like you guys need to go on Shark Tank. Like they're missing out on this. Like they need to invest their millions.
They'll want too much of our company. The only reason I would go to Shark Tank is so that we could get exposure because they have never seen anyone quite like me on their show before. So when I would go in, I would do my pitch like I always do. And I say, all right, Sharks, before we get started, Mark Cuban, you're out. The rest of your Sharks, what are your questions?
Whoa, no Mark Cuban?
Nope. Until he gets on the program, until he gets on page with everybody else. Nope. I'm joking, Mark. That's the dream I had at one point. I'm a businessman. I would never turn down a single offer, but I had a dream one night, and that's how my dream went down. I was having this nightmare, sort of. We were on Shark Tank, and we were in cowboy hats and just our boxers, Star Spangled Banner boxers and Star Spangled Banner cowboy boots. Me and my partner. It wasn't pretty. And that's what I said. I was like, oh, so that would be a funny spoof video to do. But yeah, the thing is, I think they would want too much of our company and we're not willing to, we've worked too hard to give up that much of our company. But Mr. Wonderful or Mark or any of them, and if you're out there listening, call us, freedompickles.com, freedompicklesUSA@gmail.com, or go to skullcrushermgr@yahoo. Send me a note. We need some partners that want to invest in this. Basically, you see what I see in there? What color you see? Oh, what color is that pickle?
Is that green?
No, it's
That's
gold.
Green.
This is gold in a jar.
Oh.
It's gold in a jar, baby. Liquid gold right there, man.
I think everybody in my family is going to get Freedom Pickles for Christmas. I think that's just everyone is going to get pickles this year.
Now, you can't go wrong giving people a great snack. And, they're a little pricey for some people, but, you pay for what you're eating. You're getting a good veteran-owned company product that is also very much a healthy product. And when it comes to health, you just can't take any shortcuts. Mount Olive is the largest distributor of pickles in this country. They're also in North Carolina, and they sell about half the price we do. But they also put about 3 chemicals in there, and they're working. They've got a Majestic, and they've got another one that they're trying to do as an all natural pickle, but they're still putting some chemicals in there. And if you check them on the Yucca app, they're not going to, I don't even think they're getting to quite a 60, maybe. Nothing against, they've employed a lot of people for almost 100 years. So they're the classic story of a family owned business that came up from the ground up. And I mean, when you get to that level that they're at, I mean, I can't imagine the pressures and what you have to do to keep that going. But, and they're unlike any other manufacturers that could get away based on FDA rules, what they could put in their products. But we pride ourselves in being a very all natural handcrafted pickle that is done the same way Grandmama Mary and Jason's grandma did it in 1950. She was known as the pickle angel because she wanted people to, she grew up in the Depression. So she thought people shouldn't be going hungry. They should have a good, healthy snack to eat, and it needs to be affordable. And she practically gave them away. And she'd go around the 3 counties she lived at in upstate New York, and she would put them in those mason jars and take them to people and practically give them away. And so we're trying to honor that tradition of how she did it. And people saying, you can't large scale that. Don't ever tell me that we can't.
That's a direct challenge.
Yeah. And we'll make sure it can happen.
I think you're going to make $1 million on these pickles. We're going to put that. I think this is going to be one of your legacies.
Hundreds of millions. And the big thing about that, people say, well, I'm a guy that, I can go to the woods with just a knife. I'm the richest man on the planet. I want to be able to make a lot of money so I can help a lot more people. The more we grow, the more people we can hire, the more people we can help. We're going to have a great employee program where you come work for us. We're going to have a retirement thing set up, lots of benefits. We want you to stay with us in a family business for life, make you happy, give back dividends that we earn back to our employees, back to our private shareholder owners, give it back to them. I want to take a lot of money and help. So if I get that, I can bless so many others. I want to be known as the black coffee guy. When I'm making all that money, I'm going to go to different diners across the country, Waffle Houses, whatever. And I'm going to sit down at the counter and I'm going to order a black coffee. That's it. And I'm going to say, is that all you're having? Yep, just black coffee, ma'am. Thank you. Tell me about yourself. And when I hear a story from somebody, that's going to determine how many zeros go behind that number I write on that check, how they move me. So I'm known as this black coffee guy. Maybe I'll have some kind of a hat or something. I come in. If they see it, they're going to be, oh, that's the black coffee guy. And I would want to change one life at one cup of coffee at a time because I like coffee. So,
but I think honestly, that's the way to do it nowadays. You know what I mean? As one person at a time. If you look at trying to change the world, that's very overwhelming. But like you said, making the difference in one person's life, one cup of coffee at a time. I mean, that's really, I mean, not to get religious, but that's what Jesus did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like, exactly. And that's really living truly to your morals.
And if I could just I love Undercover Boss. I felt that show very amazing. One of my guilty pleasures to watch. And that's where I kind of got this thought. And I had heard about somebody that used to go around and do just that. I thought, man, that'd be something I'd love to do as my hobby. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I know we sold some pickles. My only real question is, so you did a cameo for our family because I live in a family of boys. So when you unfortunately ripped your sack, I'm not saying we were laughing at you, but it was very boy humor. And then that was kind of what we said around the house. Don't rip your sack. So we had you make this cameo. And I was looking at your Wikipedia, and that's on your Wikipedia. Like, how does that feel that now that, can you take that out? Like that is just synonymous with your name?
It's on the video, and if you ask, I have yet to hear one person say, I would have stayed like you did. That I would have. It's my manhood, and for me, I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm a different kind of person. And I always say when I'm out there, I want to influence others, inspire them. This podcast is a form of a medium that we're going to touch somebody. The television is one of the largest mediums that I'm all over the world, touching millions and millions, tens of millions of people, maybe hundreds of millions across the globe in many different languages. And you don't need to speak that common language when you fall off a tree and you spear your testicle and they can see it. That's everybody understands what happened there. And so, I felt if I stayed, it's going to speak to somebody. Somebody's going to be inspired by that action. And if it changes their life or it helps them get further dealing with the situation.
All right. Thank you, EJ. You're the man. I'm going to go buy some pickles right now. Bye, EJ. Thank you.